I am Kaylin Lewis, and I have served as the Secretary-Treasurer of our senior class this year. Through this position, I have had the privilege of getting to know these wonderful, hard-working students, one of which I am pleased to present as the speaker of our class. This fine young man connects to our class with his whimsical and kind personality. His dry humor creates quite an uproar of laughter, and perhaps will enlighten you all with a smidgen of such in his speech tonight. With that, I am pleased to announce Kadin McGreevy as Speaker of the Class of 2012.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to present the Magna Cum Laude with a grade point average of 2.816. Jumper cable, cord, silver cord. In the summer of first grade, here or far away, our elementary school principals posted our class list on the front entrances to our schools. Every one of us, most likely with one of the people sitting among us or behind us, went and found out who our first grade teachers and classmates would be. Mine was Mrs. Johnson, and yours was probably some variation of the stereotypical first grade teacher name. Mrs. Crabtree, Cranapple, Anderson, or Figglesnipe. And your classmates were people sitting next to you, or in front of you. And these people around you were probably your best friends, or worst enemies, your teammates, or fetal pig dissecting partners. The kid that would punch you in the arm in third grade because he liked you is one seat and two to the left. Now don't look, we'll see you. The girl who made fun of your shoes is three behind you. The kid who you never talked to until this year is four to your right and one back. Your class clowns, go-gurt or boyfriend stealers, former blondes and longtime gingers sit amongst you. Holding under these ridiculous hats, memories. Trapped like butterflies or something more masculine like raging tigers. Memories. Held back by this confusingly geometric top and suction yarmulke, just waiting to burst out the top of our heads. Memories from other schools, other towns or Moscow Junior High, from homeschool or the jungle gyms. This ceremony is here to release everything we've experienced together into the closed, open air, to float here in this horribly claustrophobic, but still airy and gradually brighter half-cylinder. This looks a lot like a time capsule. I'll begin with some of mine. Tigers. I'm sure many of you remember back in 7th grade when the Eagle Lady came to show us some stuffed birds and asked for a few of us to come up and help her hold them. I, being the good helper that I was, raised my hand and she called on me. Yes, the young lady in the red shirt. Now, I should explain to the rest of you that this mistake wasn't because I had a particularly ladylike figure at the time, but because I had long golden locks rivaling that of most women. Anyways, I stood up, knowing it was me she was calling on, and the entire multi-purpose room erupted in laughter, saying, "That's a boy!" I'm just now getting over it. That time, my team, the Net Burners, a B-League group of misfit, sports goggle-wearing, 3-foot, gangly or both, Lena jocks or long-haired hippies children, beat the Avalanche basketball team. an A-League nice jersey and shooting sleeve wearing, arm strength to shoot a three-point shot without heaving their entire bodies, group of giants. Yes, we beat them the entire game, except at the very end. We ended that season with 2 wins, 10 losses, and 1 almost win, the most important of all. Another cut grass smell at the beginning of school and at the end. The smell of ketchup on the junior high stage. Not studying for a test the next day because it's snowing so hard it has to be a snow day. And it's not, and Facebook explodes. The vast amounts of parking experience gained from not having a parking lot. Undefeated teams, quite defeated teams, and first game jitters. How volleyball girls serve. Something like that, it's irritating. The parapluie to Cherbourg. The crippling fear that you did something wrong when Mrs. Erickson walks into the room. The eyebrow raise from Hightower when you say something unintelligent or weird. Keeping his eyes on you, he takes his glasses off his head and says, "I'm gonna move on." The horribly sad feeling, like if you told your grandmother you don't love her anymore, when you don't turn something into wisdom until really late. The echo of Mr. Hochstein's voice that stays long after he stops speaking. The speed at which Hodgen can shuffle down the hall, like an ambulance with a siren on. Even the tallest of us move out of the way. The inevitable truth that Mrs. Barnes will beat you at every sport you ever play, no matter how good you are at it. The tiptoeing you do past Mrs. Thornton's room. And never growing weary of Mr. Weir's puns. You see what I did there? It's good. It's good, right? People staring for the few moments Miss Bean and Mr. Huff are together at school. Trying to figure out what they're like as a couple. The trucks that are so big they could crush my car without even noticing it. My car is small, but still. The fact that we learned about Lewis and Clark 10 times and all I can remember is the dog's name. The whale joke. No. Dodgeball and ping pong. Microwave giveaways. The Anime Club's notebooks, which all have drawings that constantly remind me how bad of a drawer I am. 12-hour relationships. It's complicated relationship status updates. What does that even mean? The poor haircuts in our early years. My favorites being the bowl cut and the mullet. Or the combination, which I call the bullet. Party in the back, coconut in the front. Snazzy on boy or girl. Either way, completely hilarious to our parents who cover the fact that they subjected us to such shame by saying now, "It was cute." It wasn't. It was not cute. The horrible shows we escaped from having to watch before high school. Shows like Friends and Seinfeld and The Simpsons. But the much better shows of our generation. Shows that will be immortalized forever in television history. Shows like Survivor and Digimon. American Idol. The Jersey Shore, Family Guy, and Gossip Girl. Good, solid entertainment. With orange people, rich people, and Randy Jackson. The great music of our time. Starting off weak with bands like NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, Nickelback, Green Day, Britney Spears, and Blink-182. Then our evolution to much more meaningful music, and overall more talented artists like Fat Joe, and Soulja Boy, the Pussycat Dolls, Linkin Park, Britney Spears after she shaved her head, and whoever the heck wrote that Call Me Maybe song. Brilliant. Our inspirational speech at 9th grade graduation by that Mr. Kleiner guy. 9th graders, next year, you're going to be 10th graders. 12th graders, next year, your schedules are going to change. It's imperative your schedules change. Oh man, that guy. It is a good thing he didn't become superintendent and sitting right behind me. Awful. We've been blessed with great teachers and a great administration that has allowed us to do a lot of great things for our school. Our class resurrected the phoenix of inner visions from the ashes and won 9th grade color war clashes. We made a glee club that with time, love, found the center of the curtains. We saved trees and turtles. We broke records and jumped hurdles in class and at state. We were the first seniors in years to debate. We had End of the World Arts Fest, and KMO got questions right even when they guessed. We became famous with our lip dub, and no one made a single key in Key Club. We sided for education even when we wouldn't be affected, and we weren't even adults when our first African-American president was elected. We were all around 7 during 9/11. We learned how to type and forgot cursive. We learned to Skype when Google became subversive. We used Facebook to fight, and we ruined our eyesight from computer light. We saw too much of Janet Jackson and not enough of Michael. We were kids of LeBron James until he went to the Heat, and we Derrick Rose up against him, Cavaliers jerseys and flames. I had to wear glasses to fit in with one of the most academically talented classes in years. We will look back on this place and remember it for elementary school track races, for the looks of long time coming accomplishment on our peers' faces, those who have been here since chapter 1, and those who became part of the story later on, those who were part of nothing I mentioned before, who weren't represented but were still part of our class's core, who got through car crashes or law backlashes to get a diploma, those with and without cords, phone or not. Reach under your chairs and draw your swords.
Children of Gondor, of Rohan, my brothers and sisters, I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails. We forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields when the grades of men come crashing down. But it is not this day. This day we graduate! By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you stand, men and women of the West! Stand!
Now is the time we remember every morning that makes us who we are. Let these memories flutter or rage under your hats. Let them build up and boil. Let them steam and whistle like a pot full of hot water so that by the time we are told to release them, they have enough energy and feeling to reach and stick like pencils in the ceiling. It all seems so gradual until you graduate. Go Bears and have a great life.